Hello and welcome to the World of Tanks Bootcamp, a complete guide to start playing World of Tanks for new players. Today we will show you how to set up your game and how to customize it according to your needs, while giving you a few useful tips and tricks on the way. Before you go to your first battle, it is crucial to adjust your game settings, so start by clicking on the gear icon in the upper left corner of your garage and select Settings. The settings can seem to be a little overwhelming from the start, but there are often explanations provided for you under the blue information icon. During the video, always check if you have the options set up the same as on the screen, even if we don't mention it in our video, since we will mainly focus on the most important settings. You can start by checking the chat and battle communication settings on the screen and adjust yours accordingly. Below it, in random battle types, you have a chance to decide which types of battles you want to play. In the standard battle, 2 teams of 15 players defend their bases and try to capture the enemy base, or to destroy all the enemy tanks. In the encounter mode, there is only one neutral base and both teams try to capture it or to destroy all the enemy tanks. This battle type is only available after researching Tier 4 vehicles. In the assault mode, one team attacks the enemy base, the other defends it. The battle can be won by successfully defending the base against attacking team, successfully capturing the base of the defending team, or destroying all the enemy tanks. This battle type is available only after researching Tier 6 vehicles. I'll let you decide if you want to disable encounter and assault battles, but if you keep them enabled, they can add a little variety to the battles you play. The last option there are Grand Battles. They are available only for Tier 10 vehicles, and such battles are played on a large map with 30 players on each team. If your screen size allows for it, keep the vehicle panel adaptive and 2-leveled, since it offers better orientation in the garage and a better view of the tanks you own. Also, enable all battle recordings. This feature will save all your played battles for later viewing. Each battle recording takes only around 3 MB of space. If you enable Marks of Excellence, you'll display the visual elements received for performing well in a certain tank over a certain amount of time. It will be usually displayed on the gun of your tank with a thick stripe, 3 narrow stripes, star, or other element depending on the nation of the vehicle. Players usually refer to it as marking the vehicle, and getting the maximum number of 3 Marks of Excellence is one of the best results in a game you can achieve with a certain tank. If you're not a history buff, I'd recommend you untick the option to hide non-historical elements. This will unlock the option to see more fun exterior elements, like the moon viewing style you probably received when you applied our Tank Bootcamp invite code. The anonymizing option is used to hide your identity in battles. It will replace your in-game name with a random one, and it can be useful for streamers or for anybody who just wants to be super sneaky. In the battle interface, there is an option to display the dog tags of you and your enemies. They serve as a summary of each player's achievements and stats, like the number of enemies destroyed or the maximum damage caused. You can view and set up the dog tag by clicking on your name in the upper left corner of the garage and by selecting the personal dog tag option. If you want to see them in-game, keep the option on. If not, feel free to disable it. Right beneath it, untick Enable Optics Effect and Dynamic Camera, which will get rid of the glass-like effect on your screen in sniper mode and uncomfortable gun recoil when you shoot. Then tick the Horizontal Stabilization in sniper mode. By switching this function on, the turret will move independently from the rest of the tank, which can make your life so much easier in the battle. Don't switch this function off, otherwise the turret will move with the rest of the tank and you will have a hard time aiming and shooting on the move. Keep in mind, this only works on vehicles with a fully rotatable turret. Also, take the better zoom option if you wish to be able to zoom more in sniper mode, but be careful about having tunnel vision and missing what's going on around you. Keep your server reticle disabled, otherwise you'll see another reticle in the game showing the server detection of your aiming, and that can be confusing for new players. Experienced players prefer to have this option enabled, so feel free to come back later and enable it. Right below are some very important options you want to have enabled. You can display the camera direction showing where you are on the minimap and where you are looking. A long line will show exactly where you are aiming. This will even enable you to sometimes shoot at unsighted vehicles. The arc of fire is especially important for SPGs. Damage notifications are very important, and the speedometer will be useful when you start playing wheeled vehicles. Then you can untick the option to show previous battle results in chat to not be disturbed in battle. Next up, enable all the view range indicators. The light blue proximity spotting circle shows the 50-meter distance where you automatically spot the enemies when they are close to you. The green view range circle on the minimap shows how far your vehicle can see and spot enemy vehicles. The white maximum spotting range circle indicates the 445-meter range, which is the maximum range at which any tank in the game may be spotted. And the yellow draw circle shows you how far you can see your opponents. Let's go into graphics settings. If you have no idea about graphics settings or how your computer performs, just click on Recommended button and your graphics settings will be adjusted automatically. Under the Screen tab, there is an option to enable a colorblind mode and change your game UI from red and green to purple and light green. Under the Details tab, switch off the motion blur. Then tick on Foliage Transparency that will make the outline of a bush visible if you're hiding behind it. But if you prefer a better vision over spatial awareness the outline provides, you can take the Foliage Transparency off and let the bushes disappear completely in close proximity. Grass and Sniper mode should be ticked off for better vision. In the sound settings under the Master Sound tab, you can choose if you want to hear the important messages in battle in your standard selected language,
Enemy armor is damaged,
or in the language and voice of your commanders.
Poškodili jsme je.
I'd recommend using the standard language for starting players and switching to the commander's voice later on for better immersion in the game and to enjoy your custom commander's voices and quotes. I would also recommend not changing the sound of the Sixth Sense, which makes you aware of being spotted by enemy vehicles. Also, keep the variant 1, which sound is very iconic. In the tab Voice Chat, you can decide if you want to be able to communicate with other players during battle by enabling the voice chat. However, I'd recommend disabling it and using the in-game chat instead. I would advise you to look into control settings to take note of a few of the lesser-known shortcuts, like space for handbrake, forward and backward cruise control on R and F, auto-aim with the right mouse button, left shift for getting into sniper mode, G for changing the camera view, something especially useful for SPG players, C for reloading clips on tanks with clip, N for displaying your personal missions in campaigns starting at tier 4, and X that enables a special ability of some of the higher tier tanks. Let's discuss one of the most important parts of your settings, the reticle. In the Arcade tab, the selection of the type of the indicator and the center marker is completely up to you. I prefer a diagonal indicator when an A-shaped one central marker and everything on full opacity, so you can be aware of your HP pool and reload time. In the aiming section, select the circle with the load indicator if you don't already have a load indicator selected. If you have selected the diagonal indicator previously, a solid circle will do, since the diagonal indicator shows the reload time on the side. The gun marker is the most important part. No matter which one you decide to select, always select the one with the penetration indicator. That will show you the chance of penetrating the enemy vehicle using colors. It works like a traffic light system. Green shows you the places you will penetrate, orange shows that there is a chance of penetration, and red indicates you are aiming at a part of the tank with no chance of penetration. The same goes for the sniper mode tab. Switching to marker settings, I'd advise ticking all the boxes you can. It might help you to know more information about the vehicles around you and boost your learning process by seeing the different tanks with their names, tiers, types, and an HP pool. In the vehicle health section, it is easier to start with the percentage, but it might be useful to switch to HP left/total as soon as possible, so you can see the HP pool of the vehicles around you and better estimate your chances against them. Apply the same in the Our Team tab and Destroy tab. Battle notifications are also very important and helpful in battle. In the fire direction indicator, go into advanced settings and check all the boxes, except dynamic indicators and display animation. It will help you to better see where the enemy is firing from, who they are, plus how much and what type of damage they have caused. Then go into Battle Events tab and check Show in Battle and all the boxes beneath to see the log of your activity and damage from enemies. In the log tab, check again all the boxes, allow the damage log to be always displayed for all events, and move the received damage to the top for better orientation. In the map border tab, enable the wall to be always highlighted. It prevents you from clashing with the map border and keeps you out of trouble. In the battle report and missions, tick on all the battle score options to have more information about your teams and enemy teams' active vehicles, their tier and their HP. Leave the display of missions as standard and display all. It can motivate you to achieve more in battle. Now you know a lot of beginner-friendly tips and tricks that can help you orient yourself better in World of Tanks. I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable, and if you want to start playing, be sure to use our invite code TANKBOOTCAMP to get 7 days of premium time to help you progress faster, 250,000 credits to give you a head start in the game, 2D skin moon viewing to dress your tank according to the latest fashion trends, and a tier 5 premium tank Excelsior with a fully trained crew and 1 garage slot. We'll be back soon with a new episode, so don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss it. See you next time, and good luck on the battlefield, Commanders!